backyard, we have a small waterway. Each spring, we enjoy watching the ducks that raise their family there. The mother duck paddles slowly in the water, trailed by a group of ducklings who follow her closely. In this way, their mother guides them and teaches them how to survive. But once in a while, the attention of a baby duck is drawn to something else in another direction. As it focuses on that object and paddles towards it, the duckling loses sight of its mother. Then all of a sudden, it realizes that it is alone and vulnerable. So with webbed feet working overtime, it paddles frantically in the direction of its mother. As humans, we can't see God to physically follow him wherever he goes. But in Scripture, God has provided us with instructions which help us truly follow him. Choosing to obey these instructions protects us from the many of the dangers of sin, but it also promotes harmony among God's children. God's plan for his people was that they should be united in recognition of God's goodness and grace so that they would be a witness to the nations around them. Yet when we read the history of God's people, we find that they, like ducklings, often got distracted from God's directions. They believed their own wisdom was superior. They followed poor advice or simply chose to act independently. Then in desperation, when war, conflict or disaster resulted, they returned to the Lord. When they did so, peace and prosperity also returned. Today, we live in a society where doing things independently is not only tolerated but praised. Yet Paul reminds us in 1 Corinthians that we are called to follow Christ and his ways. Unity is only to be found in him. Instead of focusing on human wisdom, we are called to focus on Christ and the cross. Is this your focus? This week, I invite you to reconsider God's lordship in your life. Are you following his instructions in all areas of your life, or just the areas which make sense to you?